Before we start with audience questions, let me begin the session. Questions. Okay, Darpanji, it was a great presentation. Particularly, I liked the two slides there. The transformation begins. The journey begins. I mean, we are convinced about it. Okay, definitely we had a period where we had our lows. Now the district leadership as well as bureaucracy is trying to fill those gaps, and almost we are seeing those things happening. That's great. So let's not shy away from the question. In fact, you also mentioned in the beginning that our biggest challenge is probably employment generation, so that our young generation does not migrate to the other cities. So in those terms, government is trying to do everything it can do in build a great infrastructure, which is good for the citizens. Probably there are two things Sir was mentioning. There are two or three things. He said that a good infrastructure, educational system, policies, and marketing. Marketing. Okay, these are the four things we need to build upon to bring in that employability factor and grow the city. So infrastructure is taken care of, education is already building up. So how we'll work on the policies and marketing the city, strategically marketing the city. I mean, there are a lot of good things. Anandji, now he has seen Hubli, he says, great, good, lot of potential. But the world doesn't know how we can market it effectively, what we have done, and how we can intervene with certain policies to grow the industries here.
I feel marketing we are already trying, in the sense we are trying to get in touch with some of the business leaders and trying to tell them about what is Hubli Dharwad. And then it has changed. They may have known Hubli Dharwad maybe 5 years back, 10 years back. But now we are trying to tell that, see, we are working on all these things. We are trying to set right our infrastructure. We are trying to fill up the gap. So now our focus is to give the initial start. Because I feel the initial start is difficult. If we can get some 2-3 big investments, then after that, as Saab also mentioned, that marketing after that is actually, it is on its own. Because it is word of mouth. And most of the investment actually gets crowded. So now our focus has been, in fact our Honorable Minister will also tell you, we are trying to get some big investments. We are trying to interact with all possible investors. As you know, economy also goes through a cycle and businesses also go through a cycle. So the point at which they want to invest is, first they have to take a decision that they want to invest and expand. After that, whether we are ready to take that investment or not. What are we ready to offer? The second point, the first point, first they have to be ready to invest. The second is we have to try and get that investment. So we are trying to get in touch, I mean we are getting in touch, we are speaking to them, we are telling them, we are showcasing Hubli Dharwad. So many people have come and they have seen it also. So many, I can't disclose it in this forum, there are so many people who have evinced interest also. So I think it is only a matter of time, it can be any day. I mean it is only a question of time. Once we get some critical mass, then I think it is on its own.
Whatever Darpanji told there, same aspect. First we have to create an infrastructure. That last 3 years we are seeing, we have created infrastructure, good roads, and another important thing, if we see the connectivity, road connectivity, air connectivity, rail connectivity, it is a center of North Karnataka. If anybody comes, any VIP or industry, anybody, if he goes to Koppal, if he goes to Gadag, if he goes to Bijapur, this is the center. So air service is there. And another important thing for the Hubli city, that all the roads connected to Hubli Dharwad are the national highways. from Hubli to Bengaluru road, Hubli to Karwar road, Hubli to Ballari road, Hubli to Belgaum road, Pune road, Bijapur. Everything, all the roads are the national highways. And all the roads are started improvement. We see the Hubli to Lakshmeshwar road. We see the Dharwad to Saudati road. And Dharwad to Goa road, Ramnagar road. All are started improvement. So it is becoming a center, and gradually investors will start. Now when I was the revenue minister, I tried to establish that Tata Marco Polo. There was a very difficulty. Even in the cabinet, I find out to bring that Tata Marco Polo. 2,500 crores investment. It is a big investment. Bus production of the bus started now, and we tried best of our level Honda. But there is some problem that they imposed so many. They wanted so many concessions, extraordinary concessions. It is not possible. Earlier there was a problem of the lands. Now you have got 500 acres lands in Dharwad, near Dharwad, and another 500 acres in Damargatti. More than 1,000 acres are now immediately required. So whatever the need for the developer, for the investors and industrialists, we basic things we have did, and something as to turning point. Any big investors, industrialist comes, then it will start. Again we will face the problem how to allot the land. In future course, there is a problem. Now you see the real estate. What is the rate, land rate? Lands are not available. If any big industrialist comes, if he requires 3,000 acres, we are not in a position to give him land. So that is the problem. Now slowly it will improve, I think.
Anandji, any suggestions here looking at the whole thing? How do you think we should go ahead with marketing, and is there a role government policies and government aggressive marketing can play in this?
Actually, first of all, with the Deputy Commissioner, that Hubli has to be its own DNA. It's not replicating anyone's thing. So that's positive. What you need to do is you have to identify a focus, maybe one or two industries that you need to go after first. And therefore, once you decide that these are the two, IT obviously one sees as an obvious choice because it's kind of excellent education infrastructure. So therefore, IT and then some other like mechanical engineering, manufacturing, because you had the legacy of the old workshop and engineering college and everything else. So one could see that these two could be the obvious one, but you have to decide yourselves. Once you decide on that, then all your energies in terms of infrastructure, anything else could be focused there to start with, so that you get the initial thrust in those two areas. Once that happens, then you need to create champions for marketing at different places. You need champions like Guru Raj Deshpande to do so in the US, or maybe some others as well. Similarly, we used to get the consulate people from different foreign embassies to visit the city, Pune, and give them the presentation that what we are planning, how we are planning. Because what happens is the delegations, foreign delegations, company delegations which come, if the councillor is not aware of what you people are doing, they just go to places that they are aware of, and then they bypass it. So consulate people are very key people that you should cultivate to show that these 2 or 3 industries is what our focus is, this is what our strengths are, this is what we are building. So any delegation which comes with those kind of companies, please ensure that they also visit Dharwad. If initially they don't, you go and meet them and say, this is what we are. Sorry?
You mean who?
Good question. You need to identify an organization which can represent all the groups. Now, in our case, we made Maratha Chamber of Commerce, MCCI, as the key platform for marketing or taking all these issues together. Here I can see either the chamber or the TiECon, Thai organization could act as a focal center to coordinate amongst others. They can't do it alone. Even in Pune, we had in fact have a 3-tier structure. SEAP, Software Exporters Association of Pune, looks after all the local problems. dealing with the municipal corporation. MCCI, the Chamber of Commerce, deals with state-related problems. CII deals with the national thing. So we have a very clear three-tier approach to this, and they all are very coordinated, very focused, so that everyone knows what their areas are. So when you say who, I personally feel TiE could be, but again, I don't know enough about local environment. You can decide, but make one as the focal organization to do this. That's essential. And as I said, it takes 2-3 years before you can really get someone, 2-3 big investment to come in. And this is where you create champions. That really helps at all places. You create champions in Delhi, you create champions, of course, in Bangalore. In fact, we used to literally go to the Santa Cruz Export Zone and persuade and give presentation to the companies there to say, why don't you come to Pune? So, they said, you must be mad. Nothing in Pune. It takes 7 hours to go by road. So, things like that happen. But, you really need to show that passion that you love your city.